Welcome to the ITM podcast.
This is episode 342 of the ITM podcast, the official Boston Red Sox podcast of keeping your damn mouth shut. My name is Joey Copponi. That is Scott Neville and the Boston Red Sox. Have a leadership group that just loves to talk at the wrong times. Scott, how you doing?
I'm good. I got a hole in my wall. You can see that on the YouTube.
Yeah, get on over to the YouTube, subscribe on the YouTube if you really want to help us out, folks. If you want to buckle up, strap in, and you know, come along for the ride of this season. If you wait in line for a ride, Scott, you want to request the front. Don't be scared about doing that. Ask the worker, I want to sit up front. And the front row seat to the ITM podcast is subscribing on the YouTube. Why do you have heating stuff, right? They shut your heat off for the winter?
Yeah.
To teach you a lesson?
They just felt like this is a good time to take a quick 3-month pause on the heat. But they gave a couple of space here. It's all good. That's fine. But yeah, if you could support the YouTube, I could get this drywall replaced. That would be great, because right now it's crazy because you can only see a corner of it, but that goes
it's way bigger.
Yeah,
it's way bigger. I've seen it. I've seen your holes offline. Online.
I got online, off recording.
Yep.
Virtually, you've seen all the holes. There's also 3 floors of holes. So good stuff there.
It's good.
Yeah, no, you know what's good now is because there's a hole in Steve's room and my closet, so we can talk to each other when I'm in my closet if I wanted to.
Yeah. I've always kind of wanted to remember the movie Smart House when we were kids? Well, when I was a kid, when you were probably a fetus.
Not alive yet? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't, because of what you just said.
Yeah, well, there was this movie called Smart House where it's just modern technology now, but it's smart stuff in the house. Like the house would make you food, and the house would turn the music on, and the house would adjust the heat and whatever. That wasn't one of the funner parts of the movie, but I always thought it would be cool to have a walk-in closet and ask the house, or ask some kind of smart assistant, like, help me pick out an outfit for today. And you have that, but unfortunately it's Steve. So
yeah, the smart would be. I didn't get a smart device, but I have a communication platform, and I can tell, and it's cool because if he can tell and I can tell if his lights are on, because there's a hole in the walls, so we can just see the light go through. So
that's
cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's
start with Sam Kennedy. I don't want to make a cute little segue. I don't want to do a little fun transition. This leadership group sucks. They suck at being a leadership group. They might be great at other stuff. They're good businessmen. They make money. They make so much fucking money, and they barely spend any of it. But they make good money. So they're good at being business people. What they're not good at being is leadership people. And it's so funny because most leadership people, you don't see their leadership skills on display. Like if you go to your fucking local market basket, you don't see how the general manager of that market basket interacts with the people there. If you go to the mall, you don't see the Abercrombie manager reaming people out in the back. But you assume as you climb up to bigger and bigger stages that leadership groups get better at being leadership groups. And the Boston Red Sox are a prime example that just doesn't have to be the case. You can be a major multi-billion-dollar enterprise, and you can just publicly fuck up again and again and again and again and again, just in front of people, being bad at what you're supposed to be doing. And it doesn't really matter, because once you get to a certain rung on the corporate ladder, you are never coming down. Here's what Sam Kennedy said. We're going to start with this one because there's a few of them. We're going to talk for a little while about this. This is kind of the welcome to the show. Sam Kennedy said, quote, "If Alex Bregman wanted to be here, ultimately he'd be here." That's the one that really set me going, really set a lot of people going. Scott, it's a war in my head between two different schools of thought. if you can call them that. I don't know if they're really schools, if they're like home schools of thought. One is that they think we are so stupid, and they talk to us like they expect us to believe this shit, you know? And then the other school of thought is, I think they actually believe this shit. And I can't, for the life of me, land on one side of this fence. I really can't. But this is just the newest chapter in a long unfolding novel of the Red Sox just saying fucking stupid shit. I don't even know where to start with it. Alex Bregman, by all reports, Scott, by all reports, didn't come to an agreement with the Boston Red Sox because he wanted a no-trade clause, which the Red Sox were unwilling to give him. Now, granted, not a lot of things break from the Red Sox side of things these days. So a lot of these reports come from the other side of negotiations. But I haven't heard anything to the contrary. So how am I supposed to judge this story on just some like imaginary imaginary idea that isn't there, that I haven't been told? I can't just make up an excuse for them. He wanted to not leave Boston. By all accounts, the holdup was him saying, I'll come play for the Red Sox as long as you promise me I'm going to play for the Red Sox. And the Red Sox said, we can't promise you that you're going to play for the Red Sox. And then turned around and went, man, if Alex Bregman wanted to be on the Red Sox, he'd be on the Red Sox. Kind of sounded like he wanted not only to be on the Red Sox, but for you to promise him that he would stay on the Red Sox. And that seems like an impossible promise for the Red Sox to make to any player these days.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, he was more committed than them in that sense. Also, like, the present day value totals didn't line up, so like they could have offered him more money if they really wanted him here. But yeah, I think that's like it does feel like if there's any semblance of truth to that, which wasn't even fully denied. Werner did say that, like, I think that was overblown, that it's not the whole truth, but didn't deny that was part of it. And, you know, like you said, if that's the case, then Bregman's saying, I'll commit to stay here for, 5 years or whatever. And the Red Sox are like, we're committed for a couple of years. Maybe. We don't want to make a term commitment on this.
I don't have the quote directly in front of me here, but near the end of the year, Sam Kennedy was asked about, like, the future of Alex Bregman and what's going to happen. And he rather smugly said, let's just say we want him back. He wants to come back. Let's leave it at that. So he left it in this place where he wanted, like, preemptive credit for, like, let's just say us here Red Sox are going to get the deal done. And now, just a few short months later, is like, oh, yeah, no, it was his fault. It was his fault. But, I mean, at least this is the first time in recent memory that I can remember the Red Sox blaming a player after he's gone out the door from behind a closed door, that they're blaming a player.
No, Joey, they do that all the time.
Yes, they do. They do that all the time. It's like their main fucking thing. It's like exactly what they do. Like, none of this is shocking at all. What's just upsetting is that it's still happening. Because, like, you'd think that it would be over by now, that, like, this, that this saga would be over, that this era of Red Sox piss would be over, but they're just still pissing.
I have good news.
What?
Because of, you're always waiting for that superstar to walk out the door and end tragically with the Red Sox.
Yeah.
But the good news is right now they don't really have, like, a guy like that. So that's not really going to happen. Like, Roman, you think, like, you're like anticipating. No one's ever had higher expectations after playing like 70 games on this team. But there's really no, like, established good player right now on the team that you would care about that with. So that's the good news. Like, you're not worried about like Wilson Contreras forcing his way out because he's just not at that level where that would kill you. We don't really have that many like great players, so that's good.
Yeah, it's Roman and Crochet.
Well, because like if we still had Devers and Bregman and Roman all on the same team together right now, we would be worried about all of that happening. And it's like, at least we got that out of the way.
Yeah. At least we don't have to deal with that. That's a good way to put it. And
do you remember the Devers trade rumors? Remember how annoying that was when it was like opening day? Like when that like spring training, like, February, March, April, and people were talking about trading, Devers for Vladdy and how annoying that was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we don't have to do that this year because there's nobody like good enough to like do that with. Like,
but then what happened
for Paredes?
But then what happened with Devers was they did sign him, and we all said, "Oh, thank God!" So we're not going to have that same conversation again. That's not going to happen again. Thank God. And then I don't know if you saw the headlines. They did trade him, and then now are still doing that same thing where they can't fucking help themselves but shit on the guy. They can't help themselves, Scott. It's like they're compelled to do it. I don't know what's making them do it. It's a compulsion that they're like, guy is gone. His fault. We're good. His fault. What?
I think there has been such a pretty clear way to do this, and it's the Bill Belichick playbook, which is when someone asks about Devers, you say, well, we're not going to talk about players that aren't on our team. We talk about players on our organization.
It's right there. I mean, we'll get to it, but like the way what Devers said about this was what the Red Sox should have said. He showed more professionalism as one player who's been publicly shamed as being unprofessional than an entire organization did. The leadership, the businessmen, the buttoned up suits that are supposed to be these beacons of professionalism ever showed. So here's what was spoken by the immortal Tom Werner. Let's go Red Sox. He said, quote, I don't like to speak ill of any player.
He doesn't like to speak ill of the dead.
I'd like to say that he's a wonderful person. But, of course, we had an injury at first base. His unwillingness to play that position was extremely discouraging. It was a discouraging episode. Just pick up a glove. End quote. Oh, my God. You alluded to it earlier. Tom Werner so quickly jumped out because this is the first time. He comes around like once a year, once every 2 years to like right around this time, and he'll make 2 or 3 egregious quotes, and then he disappears and goes back to jet skis. He goes back to living his life full throttle because, in case you don't remember, that he said full throttle. I mean, that was him, but he also then backed it up by saying, I didn't mean the team. I meant I live my life full throttle. And if you think that I'm lying or exaggerating, go look that up. That's what he said. Full throttle is a motto I live my life by. That's what he said. Anyway, so he was living full throttle, riding a hog with strippers on the back or something. And but he pops up and he says this shit. And the first thing he did was dismiss that the no trade clause was the reason that Alex Bregman wasn't here. Like, he made it a really big point, right? Like, he wanted to get out in front of it and be like, there is other shit. Like, he had to get that out there. But he is not disavowing the fact that Rafael Devers not picking up a glove is the reason that he's gone. If anything, he's furthering it and saying, no, that's exactly it. They tried after the fact to make it sound like, oh, Devers was actually a problem in the clubhouse, and he didn't really talk to anybody. Remember the whole headphones thing? Like, oh, he kept to himself a lot, more headphones, and like, he was a bad example to the younger kids, and all this stuff. Here's Tom Werner. Like, if that stuff was there, if that stuff was true, Tom Werner would be the guy pushing that narrative. Tom Werner loves to get involved in that shit, and he's telling you it was the glove. We wanted him to pick up the glove. I know we had just told him a few months prior, throw your glove away, don't bring your glove. But now, we ended up trading him because he didn't pick up the glove afterwards when we told him to. And they just say this, Scott. They just say it. They look us in the eyes and they just say it. It's like, yeah, dude, I told your dog not to shit on the sidewalk, and it did. So yeah, that's why I let it off the leash, man. Yeah, they're just saying it to our face. It's unbelievable. It's truly unbelievable.
That quote's so weird for me because I think in no circumstances can you trade Rafael Devers. That certainly should not have been the solution to this. But I also do probably agree with Werner of how insane that was. Like, I don't care what you told him at spring training. It's a 162 game season. Things change. I don't care if he felt disrespected by the fact that he sucked at defense and they signed a Gold Glove defensive player to replace him, and he got pissy about it. They should have just shown his baseball savant page, and then yeah, like he should have just picked up his glove. I agree. I don't care that they told him not to bring his glove to spring training. You're a Major League Baseball player. Figure it out. Like, just pick up your glove. So I don't like the narrative that people are saying of like, oh, well, they said this in spring training. I don't give a shit. You're on the team. Like, help the team. But at the same time, that was a generational player for the Red Sox, and that being the solution being like trading him was so far and away the dumbest thing that could have happened. So like, I'm not supporting either side. Like, I just am like, that's why it's like, for me, it's weird to talk about either side because I'm like, these are both assholes.
But like, wouldn't it just be a better situation if Rafael Devers was here and we could shit on him for the fact that like, man, dude, he really should have played first. Like, dick move. You think he's going to hit 35 this year? I do. Like, that would be a lot better position to be in than the one that we are actually in.
100%. No debate there. I'm saying the dumbest thing that happened of this was the trade, but I do actually agree though that like Devers. My point is,
I hate that I have to like.
My point is, people are defending Devers. Yeah. Like he is in the right because they wronged him, even though they just made a good baseball move for the team. He shouldn't have let this get to the point where he needed to get traded because they added a superstar that threatened his playing time defensively. It's just like, so like I'm pissed at him. I also think the dumbest thing that could have possibly happened in this scenario was for him to get traded. And then if you want to add the layer of like the fact that they've already given up everything that was part of the trade and it's already like the worst trade ever, but just saying they're both assholes.
Can I put another couple cherries on top of that cake and say
go ahead.
If you're going to move that guy off of his position and put him at DH to begin with, that maybe, I don't know, you lock up the guy that you're going to put at his position and not let him walk in free agency the very next fucking year and then blame that guy too for why he's not here? Oh, yeah. God. Ugh. But at least, Scott, in all of this, breathe for a second. Would you please calm down? I feel you're getting really riled up.
Yeah, no, I'll try.
At least in all of this, it's clear that they've reallocated the Rafael Devers money back into the team.
Yeah, well, we did get comments like that. There was somebody that absolutely lashed out on us in the comment section. Because they reallocated that money on Roman Anthony and Ranger Suarez. And to that I say, Ranger Suarez equals Alex Bregman. Right off the rip. And extension candidates I don't care about. Like, you're talking about arbitration. You're talking about, like, buying out arbitration years. That is not how they reallocated the Devers money.
I mean, how many years did they like add of Roman? 2 years?
Off the top of my head, I have no idea. There was also
I'd have to look it up. I think they added 2 years of Roman.
But that's not reallocating the Rafael Devers money. And if you think that's good reuse, you're an idiot. Like, if that's the case, ride out the Devers money, and then, like, if it's between the two, have both of them for 5 years, 6 years, and then roll the dice with Roman Anthony. Like, that's going to be better than losing Devers and getting a couple of years of Roman Anthony. Which, who knows if they'll actually get to that point.
Sam Kennedy said, quote, "You've seen the reallocation in many, many different ways. All the moves that have been made are a reflection of using resources that we're lucky to have," end quote. That's when he was asked about reallocating the Rafael Devers money. Scott, my heart sank when I read that. I was like, you you did, this is reallocating the Devers money. This is you trying. Oh, I really did hold out hope that there was this. I mean, it's weird because you don't know what to say, right? Like I don't know if I could program Sam Kennedy's words. Like I don't know what I would want him to say, because let's say that he was like, yeah, we plan to reallocate that money. I'd still be pissy about that. Yeah, I'd still be upset. I'd be like, why are you waiting? Why are you waiting?
Can I give it a whirl?
Yeah.
I think the proper way to attach this, the way I'd feel better about it, is if he said, oh, well, here's the deal. There wasn't that Juan Soto, Shohei Ohtani free agent this year. We weren't going to just pour a lot of money into, the high-end players that we maybe didn't believe in as much. So we went with a lot of shorter-term deals, used, the 2026 allocation of money for Devers for players like Wilson Contreras and Sonny Gray that will help the 2026 team. And then that, other 200+ million, we'll wait till there's a legit free agent that meets that standard in the next offseason. We'll be aggressive when there's a free agent that fits that billing. Because to me, that's like better.
That'd get me hyped. Actually, that would not only satiate me, that would get me hyped.
Because that's a scenario where it's like, you know what, I don't know, 33 million, whatever it is, 31 million. We used a little bit more than that to get Sonny Gray and Wilson Contreras this year, and then that's going to be out the books, and we'll take that, and when there's a splash got to be made, we'll make it. That doesn't feel that hard, and I don't run the team. I haven't had months to think about it.
I think myself included here, I'm guilty of this probably more than anybody, as much as anybody, is that when I think about reallocating the Devers money, I think of a contract that starts with a 3.
Mm-hmm.
And that's incorrect.
It's really $30 million a year for 10 years.
Yeah. And will they do that?
No.
I don't know. Is it going to be consistently higher payroll for 10 years straight? I don't know. But it just drove me up a fucking wall. I mean, it didn't. That's the wrong way to put it. This didn't upset me. This devastated me in a way. I was like, oh no, this is them trying. This is as much as they're gonna do. This is what it's gonna be. This is what they think reallocating the Devers money looks like, and they just said it. They didn't, because he could have also given a wishy-washy well, we don't really think of it in terms like that. We want to, we're just trying to put together the most competitive team we can and building blah, 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 and just be wishy-washy about it. It's worse that he says, no, we are allocating it. What are you talking about? We are allocating the Devers money. Yeah, we're doing that right now. Did you not see we got Sonny Gray? Yeah, we're doing it right now, dumbass. That sucked. So They got to take Sam's mic away at some point, brother. Sam Kennedy can't keep getting away with this. And I mean, he doesn't. Oh, you know what's worse, bro? You know what's worse is him going he does this every time. He'll go on a show 2 or 3 days later, be like, "Oh, looks like everyone's mad at me. Hey guys, look, hey, I'm just the messenger. Hey, what I meant, I hope I didn't step on too many toes, but what I meant by that was this." And it's like, Sam, oh my God, you're not making it better. You're not fixing it by going, "Oh, foot in mouth over here." Oh, whoops, silly me. Oh, sorry guys. Hope you understand. Hope you can give me a little bit of a break. No, dude. No, you're the CEO of the Red Sox, and you consistently say dumb shit like this. We're not going to give you a break. We're not. Winning solves everything. You know that. Blah 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 blah. But so it's just spending and trying. You know what I mean? I don't know how many Mets fans are pissed at their owner and front office when they try and push chips in and just don't get over the hump.
Tough fan base to pick from.
I mean, they're upset. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, are they upset at Steve Cohen?
Somehow, yeah. Granted, I will say most of my Mets fan consumption is like a Frank the Tank level person, so I guess that's not really a fair scope.
Yeah,
I would say that the national, like, unbiased view of the Mets has been generally positive, even this offseason. But yeah, the fans of the team seem to have an irrational. I think they just thought they were going to. I think what's tough for Mets fans, not to take too long on this, is they thought exactly what's happening with the Dodgers was going to happen to them when they got Steve Cohen, and that has not been the case. They were expecting Ohtani and then Kyle Tucker and Soto, and just been like,
they kind of did. Do it again. They had the highest payroll a couple of years in a row. Like they just didn't sign like long-term crazy free agents. Like some of those were like high AAV short deals, but like their payroll was still through the roof. I don't know.
The thing that killed them was they spent all that money on Verlander and Scherzer, and then they're not Scherzer. Did
Verlander and
no Scherzer, right? Am I tripping?
It was Verlander and
Scherzer. But they spent like $40+ million a year AAV and just ruined.
Yeah, which is silly.
No, I'm right. Yeah, the Verlander thing happened when we were in the winter meetings. I can't remember him in a Mets uniform. I just remember him getting traded. That's the only thing I remember about him being on the Mets was being traded. With both of those guys, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is a grass is greener kind of situation. But if the Red Sox were, top 5 in payroll, I can't imagine being very upset at ownership. I don't like Scott. That this is kind of a big.
You don't like? Whoa.
What? No. Whoa. Hey, Scott.
You just said
I don't like.
Okay.
The general perception. Yeah, Scott?
According to MLB Team Tax Tracker, I have the list here. Where do you think the Red Sox rank, out of curiosity?
Probably 11th, 9th.
They're 7th right now.
7th, wow.
And they're only 6 million short of 6th. Then I will say there's about a $50 million gap between 7 and 5. And Toronto being... We're 3rd in our division in spending. That's tough. 3, 5, and 7 in the East. Yeah, it's true. The Mets have a $368 million payroll compared to the Dodgers $390. It's just they've spent it so poorly.
Yeah.
It's hard to be much worse when you spend that kind of money.
But I mean, like, imagine the Red Sox payroll being $50 million higher. Like, that's having Alex Bregman plus...
Yeah. Probably like a elite setup man or something, like a $10 million 8th inning guy. Yeah, that'd be quite a different scenario.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, $50 million is Devers and Bregman.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite, but like basically, is Devers and Bregman better? Like, how much better is your team if you have Devers and Bregman right now? Are you a top 5 team in baseball? I say yeah.
Yeah, and if you want to like make it actually 300, the round 300, and you got to trade Patrick Sandoval for a prospect to keep Devers and Bregman in town. That's the tough decisions you got to make. You got to. That's what being a GM's all about.
You can't keep them all.
Yep.
That's called The Sims. If you want to play that, go play that. So, something happened this week where I saw I think it was a TikTok about I don't even remember, but wouldn't that be funny if that was the whole story? If it was just like, anyway, moving on.
I definitely watched one.
Anyway, guys, does it smell like something's burning? Anyway, fucking what was I saying? Oh, it was just some baseball joke, and in it, the top liked comment with like 20,000 plus likes was Red Sox showed interest. And it hit me like, oh, this is not like a local this is not like, oh, the Red Sox joking about being the interest kings. Like, our fan base joking about, oh, the Sox had interest but never actually paid the guy. It was like the top joke on this, baseball video was people being like, oh, haha, yeah, the Red Sox do that. Yeah, the Red Sox do have interest and then never actually pay the guy.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was I agreed with you. I didn't know that was something they got out of Boston.
No, but like now it really, really smacked me in the face. I was like, oh, is that the perception that like right now, if you were to say like, make just like tell me the general perception of all 30 teams, if I'm brand new to baseball and I just want a rundown of tell me how to feel about all these teams. And you were like, the Dodgers buying championships. That's like the general perception. Like Houston cheated 10 years ago. Nobody really got over it. They're not quite as good anymore. The Red Sox, they trade all their star players and they show interest in all the free agents, but they never actually get them. That it really struck me. That I was like, man, that really is like the national perception of us. I don't like it. Don't like that. Would like that to change. There's a few means of it changing, but it does not happen overnight. One of the guys to really lead you to the promised land, though, is a guy who, Scott, you knew we were going to be talking about this guy to lead us out of limbo land and into the promised land. You know him. You love him. Say his name.
Steven Montrum.
Masataka Yoshida. Chris Cotillo said this week that there has been tangible interest from other teams in Yoshida. They'd likely want to see how he looks in spring training, and the Sox would likely need to eat a large chunk of his salary. But it's not a guarantee that Masataka Yoshida is on the opening day roster.
I think didn't he also say that they could attach a top 5 prospect to get rid of him, which is like,
he did.
What the hell are we talking about?
Well, when we think top 5 prospect, we think old Red Sox top 5 prospect. Like now a top 5 prospect is not worth the same as, our farm system isn't what it used to be.
Sure, but like it's still the 5th best player in your organization, not on the big league roster, and you're talking about getting rid of that to get rid of someone else. Why wouldn't you just release that player? What do we care about the money for? There's no one to reallocate those resources with now, unless you're talking about the trade deadline.
No,
that makes no sense. That pissed me off more than anything. But I've been mad about this for. I mean, we've traded a lot of good prospects for about a total of $10 million between the 2 Cardinals trades.
I mean, the other thing that you can say about this not making sense is that Masataka Yoshida is like a good player. He's just not good enough to be your DH. Like he's not a good enough bat to be your DH, and he's not a good enough fielder to be over anybody. But like, is he a better bat than Ceddanne Rafaela over the course of a season? Yeah.
Yeah, I also want to just keep him. And again, I have if you listen to this show, you can be sick of it. I always talk about something that no one else does, which is that the season's 162 games and like players get hurt.
Okay.
Because I'm the only one that seems to remember.
They're not going to let him play defense. They're not going to let him play. He's going to play 28 innings in the field.
Yeah, I mean maybe, but they also did talk about. Like last year, they were like, he's an outfielder now, all of a sudden. Like, who knows where they're at now with that. And like I said, it would take injuries, but that's going to happen.
If he played second, our problems would just be solved. Like the Durbin trade wouldn't have even had to happen. Marcelo at third, Yoshida at second, bing, bang, boom. You'd never make the IKF signing. You save yourself $6 million there. Like you have so much flexibility. If he just plays okay infield defense, not even league average. I mean, okay, like -5 to -6 defensive run saved.
I don't know if he could. He's so slow. I can't imagine him getting to the turn 2 in time. But yeah, I agree with you. That would be hilarious to have. I think maybe we should talk about it. Maybe we just move Masa to second, see what happens. But
I'm not saying they should. I'm saying it would be amazing if he could do it. I don't think he could in any lifetime.
Mm-hmm. I think, people would argue it'd probably be a little easier to just move Rafael to second, and then you have all your outfielders shift over one. But we know you can't do that. I know he's too good.
Defender, yeah.
Yeah, but he'd be the best second baseman too. But
is he though? Like that's not where
not as
he's
important.
His best.
Not right now. You give that guy 3 months at the same position, he's gonna get a lot better.
It's weird. It's like I just wish that there was like a fourth outfield. I wish you could stick 4 of them out there.
Mm-hmm.
Or just fucking trade Jaron Duran. Like I don't know. I really do keep landing on that. Like just I don't know.
No, but you
trade Jaron Duran and get a better DH. I don't know.
Yeah, but why? The situation right now is how Corey uses his guys. You have another platoon bat. That's what he'll be at first, and then somebody will pull a hamstring, or Willier will trip down the bullpen again, or the dugout, and someone will get hurt, and he will have meaningful playing time like that. Even if it's 15 games, but it's 15 straight starts. That's better than, going further down the system and pulling up some guy from Portland or signing some minor league deal. I'm fine with just holding him. Like, you don't have to make this. Just hold him, and then if you need him, use him. And if you didn't end up needing him, that's a good problem to have. If miraculously all of your outfielders play 150 games, then you have an elite, left-handed platoon option, and you just ride him on the bench for the whole year and whatever. It's not like you're going to get anything out of him. Like if you trade, this isn't the Duran conversation of you can trade him for a number 3 pitcher or something like that. It's like you're only going to get worse if you get rid of him. You're either going to eat money for no reason, or you're going to attach a good prospect to get him off the books just to get rid of him. So either way, you might as well, whether it's a guy that's making $500K or $10 million on the bench, it doesn't matter. Once the games start.
I'm with you. I don't think that there's any advantage to it. I don't think that there's any need to get rid of him other than maybe just the empathy that he's a good baseball player and he should be playing for a team somewhere. He should be playing for like a Major League Baseball team. That's maybe like the only reason that you could really give him a shot. He had a quote this week too, where he opened up the slightest bit about how he feels being here, because I mean, it's something I'd be interested in having an off the books conversation with him about. I would love to just like have 3 or 4 beers with Masataka Yoshida and be like, dude, tell me how you feel. Tell me what's going on here. I can't find it right now. He more or less said like, yeah, look, I've been here for 3 years. This isn't exactly what I was expecting. Let's put it that way. And
that's fair. I'm sure on both ends. Like, I'm sure it's also his own. He's probably not happy with he didn't expect the injuries. He obviously, in his own performance, but he's been good. Like, he just hasn't been
good enough to demand that he get playing time over somebody else.
No.
But like there are times where he did, and there are times late in the year and like in the postseason where he was the man.
Well, he could demand a starting spot in the MLB. The problem is that he happens to be on one of the best outfields in the MLB, which is.
But also a team. It's not like he's on a team that's so good. It's like, yeah, you're not going to get a ton of playing time, but like you're guaranteed a spot in the postseason, bro. And like, we're chasing a championship here, and like, come along for the ride. You're going to get some ABs along the way. No, it's like you just happen to be on a team where like you personally don't fit.
Your position group depth is the best part of the team.
Yeah. And you, unfortunately, are the depth. Here's some other stuff going on in ye old Fort Myers, which is what I like to call. You get a lot. Yeah. This is the last of it here. This is a little section I wrote called What's Going On in the Fort?
Wow. New segment. Get a theme song going.
What's going on in the fort? I'll tell you.
We'll workshop it. It wasn't that, but we'll find something.
Caleb Durbin is playing third, and Meyer has been playing second. Do I love that? No, I don't. Is it interesting and worth noting? Because yeah, obviously it's worth noting. Don't love that. Hope that that's just for the sake of reps and the sake of baseball being baseball. 162 games.
Yeah.
Getting everybody comfortable and whatnot. But still don't like it. Other thing to note, IKF getting reps at first. Okay. He has never played a major league game at first. And Lord knows he's played a few major league games. So we'll see what that's all about. I am kind of oddly excited for just IKF the guy, IKF the dude, and oddly, you don't say this a lot about a guy coming to Boston. It's really unless you're coming from the Bronx or unless you have played in the Bronx, a place of a little less scrutiny. I'm excited for that because he really was. I mean, he was just put under a microscope in the worst way there. And I'm excited to see him not have to be the guy and maybe just be the clubhouse guy a little bit more and relax here and also get the publicity that he deserves. I'm interested to see IKF the guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think, first of all, for starters, with the first base thing, if you have the opportunity to get a 5'11" first baseman, you got to take it. If you see a guy with just the right build, you got to move him over there and to see what it looks like. But yeah, I think with that, it just comes down to like the super utility thing, like he talked about, like Brock Holt. Brock Holt was a guy that was like, yeah, first base is open today, I'll grab it. Sure. Left field tomorrow, third base the next day, why not?
Yeah. And he drew direct comparisons to Brock. Did we already talk about that? That he brought up?
Yeah.
Brock, yeah. Unsurprising, but yeah. Brock KF. IKF and the F is for
Holt.
It's time for Let's Talk About It.
Way too loud. Let's talk about it. Jarren Duran finally talked about his trade rumors. He hit a presser at the Fort, and he said all you can say. He said, quote, "I never look at that stuff. My parents look at it enough for me. They text me and go, 'Did you get traded?' I'm like, 'Do you really think I'm not going to let you know if I get traded? Come on.' I never give it any 2 cents. It's in God's hands, and whatever happens, happens. It's crazy." End quote. It's crazy. You could show me that quote and be like, "Who is this?" It's Jarren Duran. That's so obviously Jarren Duran. That's how he talks. It's yeah. Poor Jarren. just in general, poor Jarren.
It's just not going to stop either.
Yeah.
This is going to go through the trade deadline. It is going to be a conversation every single day through the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Good or bad.
And he's just the worst guy for it. It's going to affect his play. It's going to one way or the other. Mm-hmm. We're obviously all rooting for it to affect him one way and not the other. But the idea that this is just going to roll off his shoulders and he's going to be like, you can't focus on it. Just got to play the game. It's Jarren. It's Jarren. We know the deal with Jarren. And that's not how Jarren works. So
I do like the quote of "It's in God's hands and whatever happens, happens." Like I'll probably be using that in my day-to-day life for decisions that I completely control.
Yeah, it's in God's hands,
Yeah. Like, hey, you said you're going to take out the trash. You're going to take out the trash. It's in God's hands. Whatever happens, happens. Beyond me.
One that I use a lot is nobody knows and there's no way to find out.
Okay.
That's one I use a lot. People will be like, like where, I don't know. Any question. Somebody asks you a question, just be like, actually they don't know. There's no way to know. There's no way to find out.
Like,
and it has to be something that you can definitely Google.
Like, how much is your house worth?
There's no way nobody knows. There's no way to find out.
There you go.
You'd never know. So, and people will fight you on it, and you just got to kind of be like, yeah, tough, man. There's no way to know. Jarren, I'm rooting for you, bud. I'm rooting for you, pal. I really, truly am. Like you said, this is going to be a while. This is going to be plaguing him. I'm glad that he's not looking at it.
Yeah.
You know,
if that's true. Yeah, that's good.
I believe so. I don't think that he lies. I don't think that he would.
That's a good point, actually. I think if he was watching it, and like, I think he would say like, "Hey, like I try not to look at it, but I struggle with that, and I end up seeing a lot more than I'd like to see."
That sounds like Jaron. Yeah, that sounds 100% like Jaron. Yeah, he would tell you. He would just tell you.
We're equally as fast, so we kind of think alike.
That's the dumbest shit you've ever said. We're equally as fast, so we think alike? Is that what?
Yeah, we're just like kind of the same kind of guy.
Dude, you just woke Goose up in the other room. You hear him? He's just like, he's like, what the fuck did Scott just say, dude? He's coming in. He's gonna come yell at the door right now.
That's unrelated. That's an unrelated. He does that all the time. He's doing that because he's trying to find the wall. That's different.
He can see. He can't hear. He can't.
Bro. Can he see? Okay, let me ask you something.
See. Yeah.
Does he sometimes stare at a wall and scream at it for 20 minutes?
20 is a while, but like, yeah, he'll sit at a wall and yell at the wall a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Does he ever run into things?
I mean, who doesn't? Who's never may the first one who's never sinned cast the first stone. Olay. I don't know. There's no way to find out. Brock Holt, dude. Did you see the Brock Holt on Section 10?
It did.
Just say that
it shouldn't have waited. It shouldn't have been 8 years for this story to come out. It shouldn't have been.
The fact that it was Section 10 too makes me think like it sounds like something that our old pal Steve Peralt would have scripted to be like, it would be funny, Brock, like say this, and would slip him a note that says like, say that one time Hanley Ramirez came up to you on the field and
this feels like one of those things where an interview is coming and you're trying to think of questions like, dude, I would love to just get him. Like, I'm gonna ask him an open-ended, tell me a story about blank, and just hope it's something crazy. Yeah,
but like this feels like it was scripted because it's so from the mind of that guy. But if you didn't hear it, he said that they were stretching before a game, and he didn't name it, but it was Hanley.
So I can first of all, do you want to read it and then we'll get into why it was Hanley?
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna read it word for word, but he said that Hanley looked around while they were stretching and said, "You know what? I'm gonna bring a gun to the field tomorrow and kill all of you," and then looked straight at Brock and said, "And you're gonna be first." And he didn't say like, had we been speaking to Brock when he told the story, I would have asked like, dude, like, what was the conversation leading up to that? Was he? Because he made it sound like they were in a circle. And then Hanley walked over and was like, "Hey guys, excuse me, can I have your attention real quick? I just want to let you know, I'm going to bring a gun to the field tomorrow. I'm going to kill all of you. I'm going to shoot you one by one in the chest. Every one of you.
You're first.
You first.
He did.
I'll see you later."
He did say, and I was like, dude, I know you're probably joking, but you can't say that. Probably is also funny in itself because he's like, I've been teammates with this guy for like 3 years, but I don't think he's gonna do it.
I think he's joking. He's probably joking. That's funny. Yeah.
We're gonna tell somebody about that, but I think we're okay.
That is so funny.
But yeah, no. So he mentioned it was a Tampa trip, and he was the only one that got cut after a Tampa trip. So it had to be him, but.
That is so funny. It just adds, I mean, Hanley's whole thing, because it wasn't like the theory at the time that like Hanley was under investigation for like cocaine charges in the DR or something.
I don't remember that at all, but I also remember like he wasn't having a cuttable season. Like, yes, the team had obviously immense talent,
Yeah.
but he hit that year. He was hitting 254, and he had 29 RBIs in 44 games. Like he had 6 home runs in 44 games. He had a 708 OPS, which is 90 OPS plus, but with those RBI totals, that's like pretty good. Obviously, that's not what when JD moved to DH, he was a little better, admittedly. But
I mean, I remember seeing the DFA news and being like, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Weird. Like,
it's also
it was strange.
It's so funny to me because Brock also mentioned how like this was in a conversation. The question was like how do like bad clubhouse guys impact the team, and he had mentioned how like once Hanley was gone, the team kind of took off, not mentioning Hanley by name. But that season started 17-2. So like I don't really even know why it was such a funny like it kind of was like an inaccurate response to the question, which was really about like Devers, from my understanding of the like clip, but it's just kind of funny that he was just like, yeah, like we've had a couple guys. I got one like story. I've been holding on to this for 8 years.
Oh, one time, I guess if you talk like bad, like you're saying like bad vibes. Yeah, I guess one time our teammate like threatened to shoot us all with like a gun. Is that?
Yeah, but it was like probably a joke. So I don't even know if that's what you mean.
He's probably just joking. That's so funny. God bless him. God bless him. All right, this is our last one here. Cotillo, Chris, you know him. You love him, maybe. Or you don't.
Yeah, personally.
He spoke to Andrew Bailey. And Andrew Bailey said, quote, there's
Jake
a ton to
Bennett.
Huh?
Probably clarify. You should probably talk about Jake. It's about Jake Bennett.
Oh, he talked about Jake Bennett, and he said, "quote There's a ton to dream on there. There are guys who were on our team last year asking, dude, who did we get him for? It's like that was a crazy trade, and it's a really cool one. Obviously, I think we'd want to keep him stretched out. He'll be in a really good spot. I don't foresee us outside of strict necessity wanting to shorten him up anytime soon." So, lot to hope on there. With Bennett. Give me some more deets on him, Scott.
Yeah, Jake Bennett, just like details of who he was. He was traded for Luis Perales, who a lot of people were high on, which is why at the time, actually, I think the Red Sox got a lot of, they got a lot of shit for this trade because of the idea was that, Perales was better and that Tobani, who joined the Nationals, was like, ripping from the Red Sox organization. He goes to a new team, takes all the, he starts to target the good players there. But Jake Bailey, he's 6'6". He had a 2.27 ERA last year in 75 1/3 innings. Touched Double-A at the end there, where his ERA was still under 3. I think it was like 2.5 something. He had a 64-19 strikeout to walk ratio and a 225 batting average against. The biggest thing, though, is that he's a 6'6" lefty that throws really hard and has a lot of promise and is statistically been good at every level. It's not one of those guys that you're like, oh, well, he throws 96, but he has a 5.5 ERA. If we could just fix this and that. No, he's already producing at the pro level, not the big league level, but in the pros. And I think a lot of people assumed when the trade happened, you're trading Perales, who has upside of a maybe middle to frontline starter, and you're trading him for Jake Bennett, who a lot of people just figured would slot into that lefty reliever role, be this big tall lefty that they could come in, throw in out of the pen. But what's interesting is he's been kind of like a highlight of camp, and now we're hearing Bailey say whoa, we're not going to move him to the bullpen. This is a guy. That's really the gist of it. But it's just interesting that now we're talking about after early showings of camp. Now people are wait, whoa, I think we fleeced them. It might be the other way around. So it's nice to get some good news on a trade for once.
Yeah. I mean, this is what the Sox do. The Sox fleece teams on trades. It's what they do. If you can try to make a trade with us, but guess what? we'll walk away with a guy that our pitching coach says might be a starter.
Look. Listen, we'll give you Rafael Devers, but it's going to cost you Jose Bayo. Yeah, and I'm not budging on that.
And a couple other guys that we can move for, like, I don't know, like Dustin May.
For a couple months. Not even like a long-term Dustin May. We don't need him for that long.
No.
Thank God.
2025 Dustin May. I'm not saying, by the way, like,
Deadline 2025.
Yeah, deadline May. Deadline May.
That's what he does.
Joey and Scott, empty your brain of thoughts. With Joey and Scott, what do you got? It's time to empty your brain of thoughts. With Joey and Scott.
I got some stuff.
I got one.
Yeah, you want to go first?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
My thoughts probably could be better, so we'll front load the show in case people are getting close to work.
Oh, yeah. Go right ahead.
Like if they're on their commute and they're going like 5 minutes away, it's better to do mine than yours.
Right. They're like, I've been listening for an hour, but I got 3 minutes left max.
Mm-hmm. So this is something that just is starting to bother me, and I'm noticing this about the World Baseball Classic across like multiple teams. I don't know when this became the shift, but Jarren Duran is going to practice in spring training in right field so he can get ready for Team Mexico in the World Baseball Classic. And I'm like, why are we prioritizing the World Baseball Classic right now? It should be Team Mexico begging the Red Sox to let him play right field because he's not going to do it in the real season. Mm-hmm. Maybe this is a stupid thing I shouldn't care about, but I just don't know when that the World Baseball Classic became more important than getting ready for the actual season. And we're seeing the same thing. Juan Soto is shifting positions for the whole season in part because they said he was more comfortable in left field. In talking about the World Baseball Classic, he's got to play left field. I don't know what is going on. They're shifting. Willier is being shifted to left field over Acuna. It's just like, I don't know. It's not going to make a big deal because we're talking about corner outfield positions, but like Cora is going to put him out in right field so he can get ready for Team Mexico instead of the Boston Red Sox this week.
Yeah, I'd like to try to put something together there, but I think the honest answer is that I think they just recognize that like these guys care about the WBC, so we're just going to do it for them.
Yeah, but we're talking about a guy in Duran who I'll pull up the actual numbers. This is not a guy like Rafaela where you just go, oh well, I mean, does it really matter if he's playing center or left or right? Like he's gonna, it's the outfield, right? This is a guy that last year had -4 outs above average because he primarily played left field. In 2024, he primarily played center field, and he had a 10 outs above average. So we're talking about a guy that went from 4th percentile or 95th percentile in center to 4th percentile in left field. Just moving him around is not the way to go.
No.
And to do it for a preseason tournament, which I think is awesome. I'm a huge fan of the World Baseball Classic. Mm-hmm. But let's not do that. Let's not give him reps in right field leading up to the World Baseball Classic so we can get ready for his mini season instead of the baseball season.
Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe you discover something that like left field was the bane of Duran's whole thing, and he's actually better in right.
What do you do? Move Willier to left? 2-time Gold Glover?
Hey, you need somebody. You need somebody better than Jarren out there in left, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Or let's say you switch them. You find out Willier's even better in left, and Duran's even worse in right, and then enter Massa. Scott,
if you could guarantee that you would be getting 2024 Jarren Duran, 10 defensive runs saved in center field, if you put him back in center field, would you consider putting Rafaela in right field, Willier in left, Duran in center, and then having 90 plus
Wait,
percentile
Rafaela
outfielders.
in left, you're saying?
No, Rafaela in right. Abreu in left. You'd be getting. You would have Rafaela would have almost equal, at least home field impact in right field versus center.
Mm.
And then you'd be swapping out Duran's negative or fourth percentile defense for 95th percentile defense. Yeah. And then Williams going to be the best left fielder.
If you were just looking at defensive runs saved and outs above average, and you just wanted to maximize those three guys, that probably is the alignment.
Yeah.
That you would want.
I wouldn't actually do it, but this is obviously, again, a big part of this hypothetical is you're guaranteeing Jarren Duran's 2024 defensive numbers. I also think the biggest thing with Jarren Duran is that if he hits well, he's going to play defense well. His game is all connected. I think if he's a feel good, play good guy. So if he's having a good year, I think he's going to be great at everything. If he's hitting 290, he's also going to be playing elite defense and swiping bags and doing his whole thing.
I think if you were to just arrange this like a video game and just see where do you get the most, where can you maximize the positive attributes? Probably is that alignment. Yeah. In order, especially to keep, like you said, to keep those guys in the lineup every day. Yeah. And then there's so much flexibility when you want to bring in, Yoshida, stick him in left. And then just
move Willier back and shift everybody over.
Yeah, Willier back to right.
Well, you're welcome, Alex. I just did your job for you, AC.
Well, except that's actually not going to happen. But
nor should it.
No, but it's fun to play. It's fun to play pretend.
Yeah. Hey, it's February 18th.
Hey,
what else are we gonna do?
Hey,
we went over an hour somehow. And you still have your stupid thoughts left.
Mine are pretty good.
Okay.
They're pretty good.
Go ahead.
Roman officially added to Team USA. Clap.
I don't know why I did that, so I actually am very excited about this.
And Bregman reportedly lobbied for him to be the guy to fill in for Corbin Carroll, which very, very cool. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. In other news, the Fanatics jerseys. I didn't have as many thoughts on this as I normally do. It's weird. It's weird. We've talked a little bit about it before. The amount of control that Fanatics has, the stranglehold that Fanatics has on teams and leagues and big organizations, like the money that they must be shelling out is spectacular, because the Red Sox bended the knee and just said, hey, we heard that you don't like the jerseys. That was our fault. Do not blame Fanatics. That's our fault. I know they make the jerseys, but it's actually our fault. So blame us, please. That was kind of crazy to see, but also I was like, yeah, that's just kind of what happens. Like, very few things shock me in this world, Scott. There are things that just happen now that people will text me and be like, hey, did you, current events and whatnot. People will be like, did you see this? It's like, no, but I'm not shocked by it. Yeah. That's what happens. Be like, did you see that the Red Sox apologized for Fanatics making the jerseys look bad? Yeah. Yeah. I bet they did. It's kind of par for the course.
I got something on this that I've been excited for you to bring this up because I know you don't know this.
Hit me.
In the middle of, literally, how it was deleted? And then it was a press release, it was deleted, and they made a new one?
Yeah.
I got a call from Fanatics in the middle of that.
Did you really?
Yeah. So we did a post on SI that was something like Fanatics taking a lot of heat. And it was more just the social reaction of how bad the jerseys looked. And we posted it I think we posted 3 hours before like the first statement came out. And in our thing, it was like, hey, like we don't really know whose fault it is. We were actually kind of defending Fanatics a little bit. It was in the title that it was like, Fanatics taking a lot of heat for whatever. But we did also mention how last year a lot of people don't know this, but Nike actually was largely responsible for all the problems that happened last year.
Right. I do remember hearing that. Yeah.
And then, but we had, still, it was not the most glamorous article toward Fanatics. And I got a message being like, hey, can I call you from a VP over there? And I was on the phone, and they were like, hey, did you see? Just so you know, the Red Sox. Look what the Red Sox said. So I got like. They were like, look, they put their hand up. Like, this isn't us. So, like, if you could, amend it. And to be fair, like, if the Red Sox are going to be like, we totally 1,000%, it was 100% us, couldn't be more clear. But, yeah, it was funny, everyone listening, because the whole thing was like, their PR team is unbelievable. Look at this.
Yeah.
If I'm getting a call in the middle of that, like, you're on it. Because I shouldn't be your first call. But
no.
I do have a lot of influence in this space behind the scenes, so I guess it was part of that mix.
That is so funny. That is so funny. By the way,
that's never happened to me before.
What, gotten a call from Fanatics?
Not just Fanatics. I've never gotten a call
from a company mentioned in an article.
I've never had anyone reach out to be like, "Can you actually change this?" They didn't. Wow. I guess they didn't. To be fair, they didn't say, "Can you change this?" And they were pretty cool about it. But their message was like, "Hey, I just want to make sure you have all the facts," because they knew what was about to come out. So they were like, "Hey, the Red Sox just." They actually said Red Sox just released a statement. I look over, there's nothing there. It was in the middle of the deleted phase, and then they had the new one out in between the time it took him to like he like emailed me to call me, and in that transition phase, the new one came out. But, I've never had anyone ever reach out and be like, hey, can you, actually, I don't know if you know this, but like that wasn't our fault. Granted, we don't, talk about brands a whole lot in the Red Sox space. But, that was a unique one for me. I've never been in that exact circumstance.
That feels like how Fanatics operates, though. That feels like they are they care about it's not public relations. It's not PR. It's like business to business relations. They really care about B2B. Business to business, B2B relations, B2BR. They really care about PR. They're like, people are not going to be our biggest fan. That it is what it is.
I guess I would be annoyed, and I don't think the Red Sox would say it the way they said it if it wasn't true. If someone asks you to make a jersey and you make it perfectly to their specs and then it sucks and then you're getting shit on, that does suck. Is that exactly what happened? That's what the Red Sox are saying.
I would say, here's the thing. If it was like any other company, because like they listen, they were in a position, they were like, they don't get a lot of good faith. People are going to say, oh, it's Fanatics. Like they have a preconceived notion. So if there's a jersey company facing backlash and it just so happens to be Fanatics, people are probably not going to side with Fanatics.
It was just notable, like that in that storm of PR. I was glad I was a part of it. It was like people talking about how the lengths they go, and I was like just reading tweets being like, "You guys have no idea, buddy.
Yeah,
you have no idea the lengths they're going right now."
That's so funny. That is so funny.
Fast. It was so fast too. And it wasn't even an article. It was like usually when like if there's any sort of if I'm getting like good or bad messages that quickly, it's because something's blowing up. This article had like 30 real-time viewers when he reached out to me.
Yeah.
It was like our 5th best Red Sox article at the time.
Yeah.
For the day.
He's like, he's getting everybody. But he also probably, I don't know. Your name comes across a lot of desks.
That's what I do. Impressions king. People don't know that.
You can follow us on the socials at ITM_pod. You can follow me at Joey Copponi. You can follow him at Scott Neville 46, just like 2 of the digits in his phone number. And I will continue to give them away one by one as we get more subscribers on YouTube. So get on over there if you want to help us. Doc Scott, hashtag Doc Scott, and subscribe on the YouTube. We'll be back after a thrilling week of hopefully no more Sam Kennedy quotes.
There's games. There's going to be games this week.
There is games. We'll be back to talk about the Northeastern game.
Can't wait.
Wow.
We're counting on you, Uberstein.
For Scott Neville, For Scott Neville, I'm Joey Copponi. Go Sox Kid!